Gods! I used to think I was an atheist until I realised I was a god, said a wise man once. This is gods, lol. Or more accurately, it's dwarf dragon tribal. But we also are all other tribes at the same time, including gods. If you want to play crabs in standard, this is your deck. If you want to play, I don't know, what's a creature type here? Human clerics? I got you, fam. You want to play fairies? I got you. Human soldiers? You're in. Monkey? Maybe you're a big fan of Prickly Marmoset and you want to play monkeys? I got you. This is the deck for you. Now, I'm going to pick this deck up pretty muchly. Words are hard. I'm going to give you a very positive rundown of this deck, okay? What I want you to realize is that it isn't necessarily tier 1. I think this deck is actually a lot better than people gave it credit for when I started getting excited about it on Twitter and on YouTube a few weeks ago. But I don't think it's going to compete with the top tier decks, okay? I think this is at best a tier 2 deck. I think this is probably not the most refined version of it. But I just want to show you how much fun this is. The core combo of the deck that is basically Splinter Turn is we have a land with 2 spell effects on it. The first spell effect is that when we have 6 or more lands, you get to be able to tap all your lands, any of your lands, for any colour of mana, which basically gives you real good fixing. It's so good we could even cast the backside of Essica, which we did on stream a couple of times yesterday. Pretty cool, right? But beyond that, it has a 10 mana, a white, white, blue, blue, black, black, red, red, green, green, or double Woobook, or Progenitus. Tap, sacrifice the World Tree, search along for any number of god cards, and put them to battle and shuffle your library. In the same set, over here, they printed Maskwood Nexus. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. And add to that 3 and tap to make a 2/2 blue shape. You have a creature token with Change Door, which is all creature types. So essentially, with the Maskwood Nexus in play, access to 10 mana plus the World Tree, you can go ahead and get every creature in your deck into play. Now, with access to Perforos, that gives all your creatures haste, and you get to kill your opponent. With access to Terror of the Peaks, you don't even have to go to combat. You just get a lot of Terror of the Peaks triggers and you shoot your opponent to death. It's literally an instant combo. Instant win combo. 1-turn kill. OTK, as they call it in the communities of lesser card games. Now, more often than not, shall I say, we won't be tapping 10 lands plus the World Tree. We won't need 11 lands in play. It happened. Games can go long and you do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to utilize treasures. And treasures in Kaldheim are the ballpark of 2 particular creature types. Dwarves and dragons. Now, I have a soft spot for dwarves and dragons, mainly because in D&D, I often play dwarf. One of my favourite characters I ever played was Ardric, a dwarven paladin in 4th edition. I played him from level 4 to level, what was the cap, 30? And then beyond, the epic areas where we had custom equipment. Rob, the gentleman who joins me on stream a lot on Mondays, he was my DM, and we played for like 2 years, and I fell in love with that campaign and that character and that group. So dwarves I have a soft spot. Gimli is the best member of this fellowship. Maybe Gandalf, but Gimli's better than Legolas and the rest of those cowards. So what we're playing is Magda, one of my favourite new legends from the new set as well. A 2/1 dwarf, a legendary dwarf berserker. It pumps the front end of other dwarves. When dwarves become tapped, create a treasure token, sacrifice 5 treasures, go search for a dragon or an artifact. Which means Magda can find 2 key parts of our deck. She can find us the Maskwood Nexus for 5 treasures if we're in a super long game. So far, that hasn't come up, honestly. Her making treasures by tapping dwarves has been the most important part, but she can shoot up Nexus. She can also get us a Terror of the Peaks or a Goldspan Dragon, give us a little bit of a toolbox. And Goldspan Dragon is probably the sleeper mythic of the set. A 5 mana 4/4 flying haste creature, it's already got relatively good aggressive stats. When it attacks or becomes a target of a spell, create a treasure token. Treasures you control have tap, sacrifice, add 2 mana to your mana pool. So if you've got any treasures beforehand, you play this, they all tap for 2 mana now, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty, if you'll excuse the pun, golden. When it attacks, you make another treasure. And when people try to kill it, it makes treasures. When you target it, it makes treasures. If you ram through off of a treasure for 2 mana, which it allows you to make 2 mana off a treasure, right? If you ram through for 2 mana, which is the cost of ram through, you get a treasure back. You get a free ram through. I don't know if you've heard, but free spells, they're pretty good in Magic. So Magda, plus 5 copies of 7 Dwarves, maybe we need more, maybe we need less, I'm unsure, plus 4 copies of Vault Robber, means we're making Dwarves turn sideways, even throwing them to their own death. to make treasures to set up the combo or just to play 5-drops. We have a collection of other gods in here: Essica, Klothys, one copy of Kaldheim, which I've never played other than off of the world tree, Preivew for haste, but again, it might be that we cut down Preivew and we cut down Kaldheim for more interaction. Klothys is a ramp spell, pretty good. Essica, a ramp spell, and the back end is also pretty good. And one other interaction I really like is Magda. You can tap Vault Robber for 1 mana with Magda out, exile a creature in your graveyard, and get 2 treasures off of it. Woof! Makes Birds of Paradise look like a piece of shit. So our plan can be just to dwarves into dragons and beat our opponent to death, which can work, but our backup plan is to combo kill our opponent via Maskwood Nexus plus World Tree. The deck is a lot of fun. I think it's bad that people give it credit for, but I want to warn you, don't waste all your wild cards on this if you're trying to ladder to Mythic. I don't think this is the deck that's going to take you there. But if you're looking to have some fun, or just join me in a little adventure, then, well, smash that like button down below, and stick around for the gameplay. Gods! I'm a human token, and we're up against Mangucci. Now, Mangu doesn't know that I'm a human token. For those wondering what the whole human token thing is, it's because there was like problems with the accounts on the VIP client. Hashtag thanks to Wizards for the free preview. We're going to keep this because we've got dragons and wolves. Snow-covered mountain from our opponent. How predictable. We're going to have this enter tapped. Just going to play a Vault Robber here. They Bone Crusher us because they can't shoot the 1/3. They miss a land drop. Sweet. We attack for 1. We get Bone Crushed again. That is a 2/2 Berserker with First Strike. We won't be attacking because you want to block and use Ram through to kill it. The reason I'm so intent on killing this is because if they're missing land drops, them having, oh, they've hit a land drop. We're going to see a Bone Crusher Giant this turn from them. Of course, they're going to attack a 2/2 into a 1/3. There's no reason to, so that was stupid. I should have played the Nexus. Grab a snow-covered forest here, play a Goldspan Dragon, which I think secretly is one of the best mythics in the set. Also has a lovely piece of art there on the actual client, where most mythics don't have any art effect or sound effect. We're going to get in. This makes us a treasure. We now have a free round through, because if we round through using the Goldspan Dragon, we just get a treasure out of it anyway. They're going to cast Tundra Funeral to do 4 damage to our Goldspan Dragon. We're going to then ram through the dragon onto the Bone Crusher Giant as well. We're just making treasures all over the shop here. We're taking damage from the Bone Crusher Giant, but we don't mind. They make another giant. Mangu's on the green-red Berserker Giant plan, with just decent removal. We drew a Terror of the Peaks. We're going to play Terror of the Peaks. We're then going to play a 7 Dwarves. And then Terror of the Peaks will kill the Dragon King Berserker. And we won't be attacking to the 4/3. They Bone Crusher our Terror of the Peaks. They have a 4th Bone Crusher Giant in hand. Oh, they have a Frostbite. Okay. We play another Terror of the Peaks, because it's quite a good magic card. We don't attack into the 4/3, but we can make a treasure on Mangu's end step. They have their own Goldspan Dragon, because this card is legitimately real good. We untap. Now, Preivew should be a creature, right? Devotion to 5. So we just get to 7 the Goldspan Dragon here. We're going to make a Magda here. We're going to 2 them in the face, and this is lethal, because everything's got haste and we make a load of treasures. So as you can see, we didn't combo, but the mid-range Dragon Dwarf plan isn't terrible. Now, Mangu did miss a land drop, so I'm not pretending we just won because our deck is godlike, but I'm saying that the deck isn't terrible. And there's a very middling feeling to this deck. I should be hyping it up, I know. But I don't want people to waste their wild cards on this. Be like, but Vince, I can't get past gold on ladder. Game! Right, we're up against Wasa 138 VIP. We are still human token 69. But on the upside, at least we got the nice number. We got the World Tree and the Nexus. Got no way to generate treasures, but let's give it a shot. There's some treasures. Play a 7 Dwarves. Get to pump it next turn with another 7 Dwarves. Not that it matters against the 0/4 wall. Could have thought that through a bit better, honestly. They foretell a card. We untap and draw a Magda. So playing the 7 Dwarves, well, any Dwarf was good. I actually love Magda. I think it might be my new favourite legend from the set for like outside of Commander. Although I kind of want to build a Dwarves and Dragons Commander deck now because it's so cool. They foretell another card. We might be getting Wrath shortly, but we got another Magda to follow up with, so that's pretty good. Because of the Wrath, I'm very tempted not to play the Vault Robber. Because Vault Robber allows us to carry on making treasure tokens, post-Wrath. So I think I do. I think I hold back here. I could play a Nexus, but I think I want my treasures for activating the Nexus, perhaps. No, let's play the Nexus. We get to make dwarves off of it. And not casting things is not how you win games of Magic. Ravenform the Magda. Okay. What is our bird getting pumped by? Oh, because it's also a dwarf. And it also made a oh my goodness. Maskwood Nexus. Maskwood Nexus. Well, I'm assuming we're getting Wrathed here. We're not. Okay. Gives them a blocker, gains them 2 life. So now we go green, red, red, and we keep the world tree up. We play a Goldspan Dragon. We go to combat, we attack. We resolve all of these triggers off the Magda. We then go activate world tree. Yeah, we're doing it. Comment section. Then we get like everything we ever wanted. It's a lot. And then we just zap them on turn 5. I think we got them. It's kind of overkill, but I'm okay with it. Like,
that is one big pile of shit.
It's fun, right? Look at all the peak triggers. Now, I don't think this is the most optimum version of this. I know it's basically Splinter Twin. I think the deck could be quite consistent and relatively good. Like, I don't think it's going to compete for tier 1. I don't think it's going to be your blue-black rogue decks and your whatever green-based mid-range deck comes out. But I think with a tailored, tuned version, you can have a lot of fun with this. It's just a case of, I guess, can you really have fun on Arena when you're spending all your money on wild cards, you know? I've got to put like 40 odd triggers on the stack here, so it does feel like Twin. Back when you used to play Twin on MTGO, you had to click through and make an infinite creature, especially if your opponent was horrible. Now, my opponent's not scooping here because we're in the early access event, hashtag free preview, thank you Wizards of the Coast. And what that means is that they don't have to, no one scoops. People let things play out, so we get better content. So I can do this, for example. Annoyingly again, Wazzle would probably like GG me somewhere on Twitter or in a Discord, and you'd build relationships via these events with other creators if we weren't just all human tokens. Frustratingly, all the triggers, there's 62 of them. 62, averaging 4 damage. It's a lot. Someone tell me what like 4 times 62 is. I could do it, couldn't I? 62 times 4. On average. It was 248 more damage to go. Yeah, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed gods, dragons, demons, unicorns, turtles. It's all the things. It's all the things. It's obviously dwarf, dragon, tribal, but it's also all the things you could ever want. Do you want to play crabs in standard? This is your deck. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that fucking bell, subscribe, and drop me a comment. Liking and commenting is huge. Doing it together tells YouTube that my content is valuable, that it adds value to your life. And if you do that, YouTube will promote me. So please, just drop a comment down below, let me know what you think. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Be good to one another, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.